Hello and welcome to Playing Favorites. I'm your host, Dashiell Meier. Everyone has favorites, and on this show, we talk about all kinds of our favorite things. Today on Playing Favorites, our guest is the three-time NCAA championship winning coach of the Stanford men's soccer team, Jeremy Gunn. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Great. How did you decide you wanted to coach soccer?
It was really just a means to being able to continue playing soccer. So I didn't really make a conscious decision that I wanted to become a coach, but I just kind of fell into it. And the more I did it, the more I enjoyed the work.
What makes you such a good coach?
Not sure if I'm qualified to answer that. I guess I haven't been fired anywhere yet, so I think I'm doing okay. But I really think the biggest thing about coaching or teaching or anything is that you should really just enjoy doing it. And if you have enthusiasm for something, I think it rubs off on everybody you coach. I love what I do, and I think people know that when they get coached by me.
This is the question I always wanted to ask you.
Okay.
So do you have any pro tips for the future soccer coaches?
I think the most important thing as a coach is you have to be yourself. Because if you try to be somebody that you're not, I think people see through that, and I don't think you get that much respect. And I think if you're your authentic self, I think that's a really big one. And then the other big tip for all coaches is that the people you work with are completely a reflection of who you are and how you behave. So if you want people to be energetic and happy and having fun, then you have to show that on your face. If I smile at you, you'll smile back. You see that?
Yeah.
If I'm miserable and bored, you're probably going to be miserable and bored. So when you become a coach and you have a session that doesn't work that well, you probably should look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what you didn't do rather than blaming all your players. It's too easy as a coach to blame the players.
I was thinking lately of me coaching a soccer team that I came up with the name myself. The Flaming Lions.
The Flaming Lions?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool name. You know, there's so many great emblems and names for teams. I think Stanford's an unbelievable university, an amazing place. But being called the Cardinal isn't really that exciting, is it?
Yeah.
You know, it's not really that cool.
Not really.
It's a cool school, but the emblem, you know, and just, you're a tree. I mean, we have a thing saying fear the tree. Let's be honest. Are people that frightened of trees?
No.
Whereas a flaming lion, I think I'd be running away from it for sure.
Me too. Because the lion will be on flames chasing me.
That's right, yeah.
That would be weird and scary at the same time. Now we're going to talk about a specific favorite of yours. Your favorite sport. Can I guess what that is?
Well, I think it's pretty easy to guess my favorite, but I've got a lot of other very close favorites as well.
I think it's soccer.
If I said it wasn't, people would think I'm a bit strange, huh?
My favorite sport, so surprisingly enough, is basketball.
Well, I think I'll leave at this point then, if that's the case.
Hey.
No, you know what? I love basketball as well. I even had to teach basketball at one of the colleges I coached soccer at, so I had to teach classes. And my opening line of the class was, can you name one famous professional basketball player? And when all of the students looked dumbfounded at me with no answer, I said, that probably sums up how much I know about the sport. So you guys are going to have to help me out with this.
Well, I know one, and he's my favorite, and he's my basketball hero, Steph Curry.
You like Steph Curry?
He's my basketball hero.
I have a good story about Steph Curry. I was sitting watching the Warriors with my father-in-law, and I turned to the TV, and this player tries a ridiculous shot from miles away from the hoop.
That makes you Steph.
And he missed it, and I said, well, that's a pretty bad decision. And my father-in-law, Mike, he kind of looked at me a bit strange and kind of went, you know, he makes a lot of those. That's Steph Curry. And I went, okay. And I watched the rest of the game, and I stood corrected that he did make a lot of those shots. And so from that moment on, I was never going to question him taking a shot.
So, what do you love about soccer so much?
I love the incredible uncertainty of the game. I think certain sports, when there's a team that's slightly more skilled, they'll generally win the game. Whereas in soccer, it's such a level sport, and there's a bit of luck involved. There's a lot of chance involved. You never really know what the outcome's going to be. But
Yeah.
on top of the actual sport itself, what I love the most about being in a soccer environment is just being around people in a team sport. I like playing individual sports, but I love being a part of a team. I think it gives you amazing life lessons, and it just, to me, it's just more fun being in a team than being on your own, you know?
Yeah.
So,
What I love about sports is that I love games that are strategy based.
yeah.
Like, as I said before, basketball.
Yeah.
It's completely strategic.
Yeah.
You need to know what your opponent's moves might be.
Yeah, definitely. In soccer, you do as well, but because there's more players on a bigger field, it's harder to catch all of the strategy going on. And I don't think it's executed as well because, let's face it, it's a lot easier to catch a ball with your hands than it is to send a message all the way from your brain to your feet. And so there's a lot of strategy going on in soccer, but it's not quite as clean and it's not quite as easy to do. You know, when you play soccer and your parents probably criticize when you miss a shot or something like that.
That's what my dad
That's when
does.
you need to get them out there taking the shot. Then they'll realize how difficult it is, right?
Yeah, I'll show Dad who's boss.
There you go.
My favorite position in soccer is being goalie.
You like goalie?
Yeah, my brother still taught me, and I taught myself dive where the ball goes.
That's a smart thing to do. You've got to get some part of your body between the ball and the goal.
Yeah.
I will give you some advice though. The goalkeeper position is the toughest spot, and it's definitely the most demanding as well, because when you make a mistake, everybody's kind of looking at you. Whereas I was a striker, so I got to shoot goals, and I could mess up the whole game and then just have one good moment, and people thought I'd done well. So bear in mind, if you want to be a goalkeeper, I've always said you've got to be extremely brave, or maybe a little bit crazy to be a keeper. So you crazy enough to be a keeper?
Luckily, I have lots of craziness. Even my dad will agree. Which do you like better, playing or coaching soccer?
I love both, but I think there's no better thrill than playing. I think coaching is awesome, and you get to see it from a totally different perspective, which is also really cool. But if I had a choice to coach or play, I'd pick playing every time.
I'll pick the playing too. Get to continue being leader and goalie.
There you go.
Why isn't soccer as popular in the U.S. as it is around the rest of the world?
I think you kind of, if you go into the whole historical lesson, you think when the US became independent, I think there was a conscious effort to break off from everything the British did. So I think they threw the tea away straight away, which is just appalling to waste good tea. That's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But, so I think there's a conscious effort to pursue different sports. So now those sports are so entrenched in society here, it's tougher for soccer to get quite as much airtime, but it's definitely growing rapidly here. The fan base is growing because there's more ex-players. I think within a family, people kick a ball around a lot more. So without a shadow of a doubt, the sport will continue to get more and more popular. And maybe one day the US will finally realize that soccer is the best sport in the world. Look, the world's made round, just like a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Stands to reason.
And a basketball too.
Yeah, you got me on that. You know, and the basketball kind of spins on an axis, doesn't it? So you might be right.
Definitely.
You won that one for sure.
What's your favorite thing about coaching the Stanford soccer team?
Working with the people here. The cool thing about being a college coach is just you're working with people at such a special age, because that age between 18 to 22, it's where people become young adults that are becoming more independent. And it's just an awesome time of life. So I get to work with people at just such a great time, and hopefully it keeps me feeling a little bit younger than I am because I'm around younger people, you know?
Yeah, sometimes being around younger people makes you more young yourself.
Most definitely, that's right, yeah.
Well, this is another one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
My team, the Green Giants, plays Stanford every free year, and we always win. Why can't you beat us?
Well, I think our players would probably blame the coach, wouldn't they? So it might be a bit of the coaching, but I think, honestly, we pride ourselves in being such an energetic, hard-working team. And I think that shows in a lot of the times we play. And I just think every time we come up against you guys, I just think you have more energy and just that incredible work ethic and that unbelievable belief. But trust me, we're out there training right now, so we'll be looking forward to next year's match. So
I can't
don't get complacent, whatever you do.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how strong the Green Giants can be.
Okay, so we'll have this as a little wager. So we play again next year, and if Stanford wins, you have to come back on your show and say that soccer is the best sport in the world, not basketball. Okay?
That's my favorite sport, though.
There you go.
Now it's time for the speed round. I have a list of categories on these cards. And Coach Gunn is going to tell me his favorite for each category. Let's start!
Okay.
What's your favorite soccer team?
Hands down, Leeds United. I was born into a family where all we ever wore was blue, white, and yellow. When I came to Stanford, it was the first time I ever wore red because my colors were blue, white, and yellow growing up.
Sounds very interesting.
Okay.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Oh, potatoes.
Mm.
I just like all types of potatoes. There you go.
That's only one type of potato that I like. French fries.
You like French fries?
Yeah.
See, in England we call those chips.
Cool. Fun fact. They were invented in Belgium.
There you go.
What is your favorite Beatles song?
Oh, I love the Beatles.
Me too.
You know what? I sing Please, 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 Please Me to my son. There you go. We put it on and we dance to it. So there you go.
My favorite, well, considering one of my favorite bands, my favorite song from them is Yellow Submarine. My dad used to sing it to me every night.
There you go, huh? So that's what I do with my son as well. We sing songs at night as well. So that's pretty cool. We've got something in common.
I get one special dad.
Does he make you say that on camera?
No.
Okay.
Which is good.
That's good then. So it's from the heart then. Okay.
Yeah. What's your favorite team for Stanford to beat?
Well, I don't like answering questions like that because if I go out on with your huge following and those people from that team hear that, that's going to give them a bit of extra
Don't worry,
incentive.
they won't.
Okay. When I took over the job at Charlotte, Wake Forest were by far the best team in the country. Jay Vidovich, the coach at the time, was amazing. And so I went and watched them win a national championship. And so I was starting up as a Division I coach. And I went, that's the standard that we have to get to. And as Charlotte grew, we managed to beat them a couple of times and kind of stop one of their home runs. And then we ended up, lo and behold, getting pitched against them 3 years in a row in the national championship runs. And so they're probably sick of the sight of us. I have the utmost respect for their coach now, Bobby, great team. But we probably created a bit of a rivalry with them. So probably enjoyed those guys.
I bet you're so jealous of you.
I don't know about that, but who knows? But remember, let's not show it to any Wake Forest fans, okay?
Don't worry. We'll only show it to their coach.
We'll send it to him, okay?
Even greater.
Okay.
Well, that's it for Playing Favorites.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. And I know you already have some of our Stanford swag from when you guys beat up on us. So I thought I'd bring you something different. So this is a a Pac-12 championship cap from this year. I don't know if you like caps or not. There you go.
I do.
And there's a matching shirt to go with it, with the 2018 men's soccer champion. So thank you so much for having me on the show, okay?
Yeah, go Stanford!
There we go.
Thank you, Coach Jeremy Gunn, for joining me today. And thanks to you for watching in Playing Favorites. And remember to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
We'll hope that the cat doesn't run in.
Oh,
That's
okay.
okay. The cat does.
That's alright, it happens, it happens.
You know what?
Good.